Hi, my name is Kristen. I am a sophomore at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. My major is biological engineering, which we call course 20 here, because everything is a number. Alright, so we'll start with the campus. As far as number of students, we have 4,000 undergraduates and 5,000 graduate students. Our campus is really long and skinny. It's spread out along the Charles River, and it's just a bit over a mile long, and then, a couple blocks wide, depending on where you are. Overall, it's not actually very spread out. To me, what makes it stand apart is the fact that all the buildings were built at different times, so they all look completely different. We have really old buildings that, with the columns and like the domes and, all matching, and then we have some crazy new buildings by ridiculous architects that just look like ridiculous things. Like, one of them looks like a metal sponge. One of them looks like, I don't know, a robot or something. It's kind of crazy. My favorite building is the Status Center, which is pretty new. It was built by the architect Frank Gehry, and if you Google him, you'll find out he built a lot of really crazy buildings. I like that one because the way it feels inside also is really nice, because it's kind of cozy, and like the classrooms and stuff in it are really like nice and new, and the seats are actually comfortable. It's also got a lot of cool stuff in it. Like, there's an artificial intelligence lab in there that builds crazy robots that can talk to you and stuff like that. MIT was recently named number 2 in the country for food. The way it works is if you live in a dorm with a dining hall, you're required to buy the meal plan. And depending on what year you are, that determines how many meals you have to buy. But they're all-you-can-eat meals, and they have all kinds of options. Vegetarian, vegan, kosher, halal. If you're allergic to something, they can get you food that doesn't have it in there. And the dining halls, they're pretty good, and especially because you can eat at any of them with your meal plan. But I live in a dorm without a dining hall, and a lot of the dorms don't have dining halls, and so they have kitchens, and you can either buy the meal plan, which is pretty good, or you can cook for yourself, and that's what I do, because I like cooking, so I probably cook about once a week on the weekends, and I keep my leftovers, and I eat them. And then if I run out of food, I'll, order delivery with my friends, or go out to eat, or something like that, or get free food somewhere. There's lots of free food on campus. It's fun. I mean, we have a really nice athletic center with a huge number of buildings in it. There's like a brand new pool, and there's a really nice ice rink that's open during the winter, and it's free for MIT students to use. They open it every day for free skate. I never skated before I came here, but my friends on my floor convinced me to learn how to play ice hockey, so I spent a lot of time there. It's really nice. There's also the workout facilities with the treadmills and weight machines and stuff. Those are all also they're nice. We have a lot of libraries. They're all different. One of them is really old, and it's in the dome, and it's really nice. And I don't know. I like the music library the best because it has a lot of music in it. That's just me. So the dorms, which is the ones that MIT offers for you to live in, every student has to live in the dorms freshman year. What's interesting about our dorms is that all 4 years live together. In the dorms, there's no dorm that's just freshmen, and there's no dorm that's just seniors. So you get to know the upperclassmen pretty well because you live with them, and they can help you out. They can help you figure out which classes to take, which professors are better than other ones, or what kind of club you should join, or they can even help you with your homework. I've gotten a lot of help from the upperclassmen with my homework. So I really like that. And all the dorms are set up totally differently. They're all built at different times. Some are old, and you can paint on the walls and build stuff in them, and some are pretty new, so you can't paint on the walls, but they're new, so it's nice. Some of them are traditional with a long hall with a bunch of rooms, and then a big bathroom on the hall that everyone shares. And a lot of them are not traditional. The one that I live in is set up suite style, so we have 4 to 8 students living in a suite with a kitchen that's really nice, and a dining hall / or a dining room kind of lounge area. And plus there's a floor lounge on the floor that's really big and comfy with a lot of cozy armchairs in it, and a big TV and stuff like that. So I really like the way my dorm is set up, because I like to cook, and I like to have all that common space to do work or just hang out with people in. And plus in my dorm, the sense of community is really strong. Although the sense of community is pretty strong in all the dorms. They all have a pretty strong culture. My dorm is sort of old, so we can paint on the walls and build stuff. But some of the newer, nicer dorms, there's one that just opened this year, and it's the biggest one. And it's really nice inside. There's one that's all girls, and that one is really clean, and they have really big rooms, and it's really pretty. Most of the dorms are along the Charles River, and so you'll have like a really nice river view. It's kind of nice. Our dorm system is pretty unusual, and I really like it. You get a long period of time to figure out which dorm you want to live in, and then within your dorm you might have like floor rush to figure out which floor you want to live on. For the most part, people who move off campus, they only move off campus into their fraternity or sorority or into an independent living group. So pretty much everyone lives with other MIT students. For me, I'm not in any of those groups. I'm not in a sorority, and I'm not in an independent living group, because I really like my dorm, so I want to stay here and with all the people that I know. But, I also know people in those other kind of groups, and if you're in a fraternity, pretty much you will move into the fraternity house, because everyone else in the fraternity will move into it. And so you get to go, live with your brothers and have fun with them, I guess. If you're in a sorority, you can decide sort of whether you want to move into it or not, because the sororities are bigger and not everyone lives in the house. It just kind of depends. A lot of girls in sororities in my dorm tend to stay in the dorm because they want to be part of dorm life too. We have a nice dorm with a lot of, we're all really close. If you want to have a chef, a lot of the fraternities and maybe a couple of sororities have chefs, so you don't have dining hall food, but you don't have to cook yourself either. Also, in some of the independent living groups, they have a system where you either cook or clean once a week, and then you get homemade dinner every night, and it's really good. Also, I'm living in an independent living group this summer, and they're one that is traditionally known to have a lot of vegan options and vegetarian options. And they're also pretty environmentally conscious and just generally accepting of everyone. So there are, different reasons for moving off campus, but pretty much everyone lives with other students. Like I said, I live in a dorm. I love my dorm. It's the first one that I was in. I didn't want to move out because we have a really good community on my floor, especially. Well, we're the School of Technology, so we are really good at science and engineering and technology, things like that. Although surprisingly, we're also really good at humanities and arts and things like that, because we also make everyone take 8 classes outside of science and technology. One of the things that I really like about MIT is that students are not competitive with each other. Nobody's trying to, beat everyone else or something like that. I mean, we don't have any honor. You can't graduate with honors, and we don't rank our students at all. So even if you wanted to try to be number 1 in your class, nobody would ever know. And just in general, the academics are pretty intense here. They're pretty rigorous, which is good, because I came here because I wanted a challenge. High school was too easy. I wanted to, push myself and actually learn how to, have to work hard and stuff like that. But what that means is that everyone sort of feels like they're in it together, and everyone's just trying to get through it. And everyone wants to help each other out. I've never done homework alone. Professors don't expect you to do your homework alone. Some of them make you write at the top of your paper who all you worked with. And if you didn't write down anyone, they'd probably be suspicious because they don't think anyone's going to do their homework alone. So I really like that. I also, like I said, I do like the fact there's not any grade inflation here. Our classes are hard, all of them, and it's really good. It was good for me. I didn't have to work very hard in high school, and I really wanted to change that in college. I wanted to push myself, and when you come to MIT, you will learn way more than you ever thought you could learn, and you'll go right up to where you think your limit is, and be like, wow, I cannot do any more than that. I cannot learn any more than this. I can't be any better than this, and then you'll just blow right through your limits, and you'll surprise yourself a lot. Last semester, I took a class, the Introductory Computer Science and Electrical Engineering class, and that is actually a really difficult class. They just teach so much. I expect you to already know all kinds of programming, and then they just go in there and teach you how to analyze systems and do things with signals, and you have to make robots do all kinds of crazy things and do probability, and it's all this stuff that I've never seen before, and it takes a lot of time every week because you have to go into the lab and actually do things and make your robot work. There's no curve at all in the class. The cutoffs are really high for getting grades, and the tests were really hard too. I don't know. It was really hard, but it was really fun, and I was really surprised at how well I ended up doing. There was a lot of stuff I never thought I'd learn, like how to make robots do stuff. Another fun thing was that, like I said, I played hockey. I've never ice skated before in my life, and I was didn't want to do it. I was like, I'm gonna fall down and make a fool of myself. But the people on my floor were like, no, you should join our hockey team. It's okay if you can't skate. And so I went to my first hockey game, and I couldn't stop or turn. And it was really kind of scary, but it was pretty fun. And, I kept at it, and I fell down a lot, but I got a lot better, and now I'm, can actually skate without falling over sometimes. Just little stuff like that, trying new things that, you never thought you'd do. kind of rewarding things about college in general. Most challenging experience was probably that computer class that I just talked about. I don't know, the tests were really hard, and I had, you had to put in a lot of time every week, but it was worth it. Okay, 3 words to describe MIT. I would say one is definitely quirky. One of them is fun. And the last one is probably hard. I'm not going to lie, it's hard. It's intense. But, I like it, and everyone here kind of embraces that. So, racially, we don't have any racial majorities. So that means more than half the students here are in the minority group, for race, religion, whatever it is. Also, we have a huge number of international students. I don't know the actual percentage, but on my floor of, I think 30, we had 4 international students. We had a girl from China, a couple of guys from Africa, and I have a friend from Macedonia, and I'm like, I've never heard of that country before, but you're from it, so that's cool. There's a lot of international students, which is really neat, because they can tell you about their country. I guess you know that, but I think it's really cool to meet people from different places and talk to them about it. So that's really nice. Also, just in all kinds of ways, I think it's one of the most diverse places you can go to college in terms of culture, what kind of things people do, what kind of religion, what language they speak, just what kind of people go here. Every department at MIT is exceptional. It just is. The ones you would think of and the ones that you wouldn't think of. We have a really great political science department. Who knew? Our business school is one of, the 2 best in the country or something like that. But I guess the ones that we're most known for, certainly the most common one, is the computer science and electrical engineering department. That's where the majority of, not the majority, but more undergraduates major in that department than anything else. And we have a huge number of faculty in there. MIT basically invented the internet. They build all kinds of robots, and they do all kinds of programs, and all the big companies like Google, Facebook, Palantir, what have you, they all come here to recruit, and we have tons of people working at all of them. So yeah, I have a lot of friends in the computer science department. They're all really smart. Another big one is Aerospace Engineering, or Aero-Astro, they call it, so building spaceships and airplanes and things like that. It's not really a huge major, but it's probably the best in the country. Computer science is also, the best in the country, but I think we have the best aerospace program in the country. So we do a lot of work with the military and building airplanes for them, and a lot of people go on to work with NASA. I don't even know. I have a few friends in aerospace, and it's really cool. Sometimes I kind of wish I could go build spaceships and be an astronaut and things like that. But that part's really good. In general, all the engineerings are pretty big. The majority of undergraduates major in engineering. So, mechanical engineering is also really big. Chemical engineering is really big. Also, our life sciences are really, really good. Biology, biological engineering. Yeah, but basically everything that we have here is good. Those are just sort of the most famous ones or whatever. If you come here, everyone has to take single variable calculus, multivariable calculus, intro biology, intro chemistry, and 2 physics classes, mechanics and electricity and magnetism. So I came in, I got credit for single variable calculus from taking an AP test. So first semester I took multivariable calculus, and I took the hard version of intro chemistry. There are more than one version of every class, so I took the chemistry people version for people who've already taken AP Chem. And also first semester I took mechanics, the first physics class. And then since you have to take 8 humanities classes while you're here, first semester I took Intro to World Music as my humanities class. And then I also do orchestra and chamber music for credit. Second semester, I continued doing my requirements. I took differential equations, which is, not for everyone, but for most majors you need it. And I took intro biology. I took sort of the biology people version of that because I'm a biological engineer. There's also a version kind of for people who don't like biology. And then I took the computer class, the intro CSEE class with all the robots and everything. And then for my humanities class, I took music theory. And then again, I did orchestra and chamber music. And then we have a term between semesters called IAP, Independent Activities Period. It's during January, and you can do anything you want. So during that term, I took a short class on the programming language Python because I already knew Java, but I needed to know Python for the computer science class. So in that class, there were 5 short lectures just on Python syntax, and then a week where you could just do any project you wanted. So me and 2 of my friends built a nice paper game with Python. It's pretty fun. That's what I've taken so far. I'm nearly done with freshman requirements. I haven't done my electricity and magnetism class yet, but I will. So I took those classes because, they're required and I had to take them. I took the hard version of chemistry because I really like chemistry and I wanted to, prepare myself for higher level chem courses like organic chemistry. And the professors were also really good in that class. I took the normal version of physics because I have a pretty terrible background in physics. My high school physics was not the best. So I took the, regular version of that. It's still really hard. Took multivariable calculus. For the math classes, there are 3 different levels of them, and most people take the normal level, but if you're a math major and you want to do a lot of proofs, you can take the other levels. But I'm not going to be a math major, and I don't like proofs, so I took the normal people version. I took the computer science class because I had a really hard time picking a major, and I knew from high school I really liked computer science, but I needed to do more and see if it was something I really wanted to keep doing, and I really like it. The good thing is it's also going to count towards my biological engineering major because you need to take a computer class to do that. And then I love music. I've played music like my whole life. So the world music class was really interesting and fun. We had like hands-on workshops with learning how to play African drums and things like that. And then music theory was fun for me because we had a nice teacher. And at the end, you just like write some music and that's your final project. And it's cool. For me, the kind of most annoying class was mechanics because Newtonian mechanics is frankly like not that interesting to me at all. And I also, I had a bad experience with physics in high school, so I didn't like that too much. Also, the teaching style. We have an experimental teaching style for physics, if you take the normal version, and it didn't really work for me. Lecture recitation worked really well for me, but, I got through it. It's over now. I didn't really have any bad classes. My favorite professor, I think it was my chemistry professor, when I took the really hard chemistry class. He was really good at explaining stuff that's really hard, and he was also really entertaining during class. He did a lot of fun experiments where he blew things up, and it was really fun. If I get just one line to answer, I would say that MIT students adopt a work hard, play hard attitude. That's my one-line answer. So I guess everyone here really cares about school, but everyone wants to have fun too. So, the smartest people I know, the crazy intense smart people who, win international math and computer science competitions, stuff like that. They like to go out and play Frisbee at 3 a.m. in the morning. So there are over 150 student groups. A few of them are academic, like Biomedical Engineering Society. Some of them are, cultural or religious or whatever. There's Taiwanese Student Association, the student Buddhist group. I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Some of them are, sports like club hockey or something, or ping pong club or whatever. And some of them are there's anime club, which is really big. There's, I don't know, a lot of things. And some of them are totally random. There's Society of Chocolate Engineers, which is this group of people who they figure out the best recipe for hot chocolate that they can, and then they make it for everyone for free during finals weeks. And they're really fun. I like them. The good thing about our groups is if there's a group that you want to have here and we don't have it already, all you need is 4 students and you can get funding from MIT to do whatever you want. So one time a group of students was like, hey, we want to go caving. I wonder if we can get money from MIT to go caving. So they made a caving club and got money from MIT to go caving. Oh, I forgot to mention there's also a bunch of performing arts groups. There are 10 a cappella singing groups with different time commitments and focuses. There are, there's marching band, concert band, all those kind of things. I play in MITSO, which is the MIT Symphony Orchestra, and I play in the Chamber Music Society. This summer, I actually got involved in the pit orchestra for a musical that's put on by the Gilbert and Sullivan Society, which is a student group that puts on musicals. I play a lot of intramural sports, so mostly I play on teams with my dorm and also one of my clubs. I was captain of a few of those. And then the biggest club that I'm involved in is CCC, which is Campus Crusade for Christ, which is not something I expected to be involved in, but sort of just happened. So they do a lot of fun things, like went apple picking. That was fun. Study abroad options. One of the biggest ones is MIT Cambridge Exchange, so you can spend a year studying at Cambridge University in England. I know a few people who have done that, and it's a good experience. Aside from that, there's also a program called MISTY, which most students do this during the summer, but you can also do it for a semester or a year. But if you do it during the summer, what they do is whatever program you're in for whatever country, the office goes and finds you an internship or a research position in something you're interested in that country. And then you find a place to stay. And MISTY actually covers your travel expenses, living expenses, food, and then you get paid by whatever job you have in the other country. So I have a few friends in India right now, a couple in Germany. I know a lot of friends who've done the one in Israel. I have a friend in Chile right now. I actually, next summer, I really would like to do MISTY Spain and get a research job in Spain because I like Spanish and I want to go to Spain. It's a really neat program, so, if there's somewhere you want to go, you can basically go there for free and work and make money and get research experience. That's really cool. There's a lot of stuff to do in Boston. Boston is a big town. You can go to restaurants, you can go to Red Sox games, go to Bruins games, go to movies. There's, nightclubs and stuff like that if you're into that. Also, on the other side at Harvard Square, there's a lot of restaurants and shops and places to go like that. Also, there's a ton to do on campus. There's usually, a concert or two. The fraternities will throw parties. Dorms sometimes throw parties. You can just hang out with your friends. Mostly what me and my friends do is we just hang out together. Like, we might watch a movie or something, or go out to eat, or play, like, Ultimate Frisbee at night with a light-up Frisbee. We also have means of playing laser tag in the tunnels of MIT, which is another favorite thing to do. Like play soccer or something. There's always way more to do than you have time for. MIT has close to 30 fraternities, and half of the MIT men are in a fraternity. But MIT fraternities are a little different from other fraternities because they're filled with MIT students. Most of them are on the other side of the river. There are a few of them on in campus, though. They're about like 30 to 40, and after freshman year, pretty much all the guys move into the house. And some of them have a chef, some of them have like a roof deck that's nice. For sororities, there are 6 sororities, but all of them are really big. So 30% of MIT women are in a sorority. Because they're so big, not everyone lives in the house, so you can choose if you're going to move into the sorority or not. Sororities don't really like throw parties like fraternities do. They want to go to the fraternity parties, I guess. I'm not in the sorority, so I can't really speak for them, but I have some friends in them. The rush and recruitment process for Greek life happens during orientation at the beginning of freshman year. Well, all of our sports are Division III, except our crew team is Division I, so that one is very popular. We don't offer scholarships, and we don't guarantee admission to people for being crew. We're just Division I because we're old and good. So we compete against Harvard and Boston University and stuff like that. I have a few friends on the crew team. We also have a really good cross-country team, pretty good swimming and diving, volleyball. Men's basketball made it to the Final Four this year. That was good. Yeah, the good thing about varsity sports here is your coach will always understand that, your academics come first, you're a student first. Also, MIT has a policy so that varsity sports practice never conflict with any classes. Pretty much the sports that we're the best at are what we call pirate sports, so crew, fencing, pistol. We beat all of the military academies of small bore rifle except for the Marines, which is a little funny if you think that would not be true. I guess we're not that great at football. People make fun of our football team sometimes, but we do have a football team. So the varsity teams, depending on the team, for the most part, it's people who played the sport in high school. But you can also, for example, a lot of my friends on the crew team, the Division I crew team, have never rowed before, so you can still join that. If you want less of a time commitment in varsity, there are club sports, and they still compete against other colleges, but they're just less of a time commitment. And for some of those, you don't have to have done it before. I have friends on the club hockey team who never skated before, and they play on club hockey, who knows. And then if you want even less time commitment, you can do what I do, which is play Intramural Sports. There are multiple levels for Intramural Sports. So A-League soccer, sometimes the teams will practice twice a week, and they're filled with really good people, and they're really amazing and really intense. Or you can be like me and play C-League soccer, and you don't have practice, you just sort of show up to whatever games you can make it to, and everybody's there to have a good time, and it's not a big deal. Yeah, so whatever level you are, even if you want to try something totally new, you can do that, and there's multiple levels you can do it at here. Did I play any sport? As I said, I played intramural sports. I played all kinds. Soccer, volleyball, badminton, hockey. whatever else that we have. So I applied to 10 schools, and I liked all of them. I didn't have any top choices. I applied to UNC Chapel Hill, Duke University, Washington University in St. Louis, Vanderbilt University, Carnegie Mellon, Harvey Mudd, Brown, Yale, MIT. Oh, well, that's 9 of the 10 that I applied to. I got into all of them, and so it was really hard for me to pick because I liked all the schools a lot. I guess when it came down to it, I was basically deciding between MIT, Brown, and Washington University. Those were my favorite ones. All the colleges I applied to were really good. They all had really awesome people in them. All had good academics, fun people, really nice people, good professors, enough research opportunities. But MIT sort of stands out in its culture, and the fact that we're so cooperative here, in the way we do our homework, and the fact that no one's competitive with each other. Also, we have a really quirky culture. MIT students do these things called hacks, where you play a prank on the whole school. Usually they're feats of engineering. For example, putting a police car up on top of the big dome. You sort of look at that and wonder, how the heck do they do that? They're also always reversible and always anonymous, and hackers tend to use common sense so no one gets hurt. That's kind of a fun aspect. You'll just be going to class and you'll notice something crazy up on the roof. You'll be like, what the heck, there's a hack there. That's really hilarious. You can kind of learn anything from people here, literally. Hockey, ukulele, whatever you want to learn. Also, just the academic rigor and the fact that it was going to be really challenging. I felt that if I went to a school like the state school, UNC Chapel Hill, I didn't want it to be like high school. I didn't want it to be easy. I didn't want to be able to get away with putting off my homework really late. I really wanted to get the most out of it, and MIT definitely does that for you. It's kind of nice to be surrounded by other nerds who will understand your nerdy physics jokes and your crazy Doctor Who references. It's also kind of nice. I also, like I said, I really like the dorm system, where all the dorms have a different culture and you live with upperclassmen. I like that a lot. In high school, I took all the AP classes that I could, except I still took orchestra in high school. I got straight A's in all my classes. On the SAT, I got a 2400. On the ACT, I got a 36. On my subject tests, I got 800s. On all my AP tests, I got 5s. But that being said, I know people who have gotten into MIT with really low test scores, at least for reading and writing, especially if they're not that great at English. I know people who've gotten to MIT with less than straight A's. The admissions people, what they care the most about is, number one, the essays. They really want to see your personality and the way you think, and just see if they think you would fit in here through your essays. And then if you have the chance to have an interview, then that's the next thing they care about. And then after that, they look at your high school transcript, and then finally your standardized test scores and extracurriculars. So really, don't stress about standardized tests. I tell people this all the time. I know it's really hard to believe, but the admissions office here cares the most about making sure you're going to fit in. For the SAT, they say if you have a 700 or above, it looks the same to them. So a 700 looks the same as an 800. And you don't even have to have a 700 to get in here. You'll basically just get a check mark if they think you're academically qualified, which you probably will be if you're applying to MIT. I was really into music in high school. I was in my high school orchestra. I played in a chamber music group. I played in another chamber music group. I played in the youth orchestra in my city. I played in all the honors orchestras. I played in the pit orchestra of musicals in my high school. I played violin, and then later I switched to viola. And so now I'm playing viola in the symphony orchestra, which I love. Great conductor, great group of kids, really high level of musicianship. And then I'm playing in the Chamber Music Society, which is really fun, because I love chamber music, and it's sort of a more flexible schedule. And then, like I said, now I'm playing in the pit orchestra for this musical over the summer. And I also joined the summer a cappella group. I'm not really much of a singer, but it's still really fun to just be in it and sing with all these other people that I really like. So I've been really happy that I've been able to continue doing all the music. And then the sports. I played soccer and volleyball in high school, and I've been able to continue doing them at the intramural level here. I played tennis when I was really little, and so I took a PE class to get better at tennis and relearn how to play it. And like I said, I learned how to play hockey that I've never done before, and I learned how to play badminton, which I've never done before. So those are the main things that I did in high school that I'm still doing now. You sort of, from high school to college, narrow your focus and start doing only the things you really care about, because you don't have time for anything else. First of all, the MIT admissions office likes to say that we don't admit jerks. So if you are the type of person who, doesn't like other people and doesn't want to have any friends and just wants to like beat everyone else all the time, and you don't care about like them at all, then you probably shouldn't come here. You have to come here willing to work with other people, which most people like working with other people because it's more fun, and also they can help you out a lot. Because if you come here, you're going to need help, so you need to be, you'll at least like learn how to ask for it and learn how to work with others, which is really good because you're going to need that skill when you grow up and get a job. Also, you know, if you're just like the kind of person who wants a challenge, likes a challenge, you like science and technology, hopefully, and you also like to have fun, whatever your definition of that might be. If you like to be creative, build things, or whatever, you don't have to be, but a lot of students here do. But generally, creativity is going to help you out here. Just generally, like, everyone here is really nice. Everyone is really different, but everyone is cool with working with other people in a group, and you'll get better at that when you come here. And nobody's competitive. Everybody wants to help everyone else out. I think one thing they look for in applications is that you have a passion for something. They don't necessarily need to see you participating in 10 different activities at high school, but they want to see you really committed to at least one or maybe two things. So for me, that was music. So because music is so important to me, I submitted an art supplement where I recorded myself playing some things on viola, and I sent it in along with a list of, you know, what different orchestras and stuff I've been in and what different things I've played. So that, you know, that probably helps. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, you know, it'll probably come through in your application. Also, I spent a lot of time on my essays, and I think they really, you know, captured my personality, you know, the way I think. Make sure your voice really comes through in your essays. So they probably liked my essays, because essays are important. If they didn't like my essays, I don't think I would be here. I guess my interviewer liked me too. Well, she told me that she did at the end. I wasn't sure. I don't know. I think that they just looked at my application and looked at, you know, things I've done in high school, what my high school teacher said about me, and they decided that they thought I would fit in here. I think the reason I fit in here is that I like to work with other people a lot. I don't like being competitive, but I like, you know, I really enjoy the challenge that we have here. And I'm kind of nerdy, quirky. I love to have fun. I love to try new things. Don't stress too much about your test scores or like your grades. If you're still in high school, try to take the hardest classes that your college or that your high school offers, especially in terms of science and math classes. It doesn't matter if your high school doesn't offer a higher level of science and math classes. They won't hold that against you, but if it does, you should try to take them. I'd also say don't stress too much about your class rank. I was not number 1 in my class. I was like number 4 in my class, and I go to a public high school that's not very good. You know, I stuck with orchestra, which is, you know, lower level classes, and I also took, you know, like a sewing class instead of, you know, another AP. Make sure you take some classes for fun. Make sure the stuff that you do, your extracurriculars, make sure it's actually stuff you care about. You shouldn't be doing something just because it looks good on your college application, because MIT will notice that, and they'll be able to pick up on it. They want to see you doing things you care about. So like for me, that was music. I really love music, and I'm clearly still doing it. I was not doing it just to get into college. And I think that'll really come through. And yeah, work hard on your essays. Start them early, and make sure that you can sort of hear your voice in the essays. You don't want, you know, your English teacher or your mom or whoever to edit completely out all the personality out of your essays. You know, if there's no you in the essays, then it's not going to convince the admissions officers to let you in. And if you can, make sure you schedule an interview. I don't know how interviews work for international students, but the deadline for scheduling an interview is earlier than the deadline for the application. And if an interview is available, you need to make sure to get one. Otherwise, you probably won't get in. But if there's not an interview available for you, they don't hold that against you at all. Good luck with everything. Wherever you go to college, you'll love it. You'll be happy. You're going to try not to get too stressed out. Make sure to start all your applications early. Don't be doing them the night before. Bye.